What were some of the jobs that you had?
So I started at a small advertising agency, then I went to a big advertising agency, and I was always pitching new business. I was considered a revenue guy. I had good experience. I had good salesmanship skills. I was able to connect to people. So at the end of the day, I was the new business generator.
Got it.
For these shops.
Got it.
And my first job offered me a 15% commission. Now at $5,000 and $10,000 jobs, they were happy to pay it. But that's boring. So I brought in a client, a division of Amoco Corporation. The first job was $32 million.
Wow.
Which meant my bosses owed me 15% of that, so they immediately fired me.
Wow.
Instead of renegotiating, they fired me.
Yeah.
The next job...
So you got fired because you closed too big of an account.
Because I closed too big of an account.
Damn, okay.
They just assumed I was lucky.
Right.
The next job is I brought the same piece of business to a large advertising agency in the South.
Right.
I don't know if I should use their name.
Yes. some company, ABC company.
Some company, ABC company, where they offered me a significant increase in salary and 5% of my billing.
Wow.
There was a 90-day clause in my contract. They can only fire me in the first 90 days.
Right.
I said, what's this? They said, well, what if you don't have the client? What if you're a sociopath? I said, that seemed fair. On day 89, the chairman of the Atlanta office of this company fired me.
What the hell?
He called me into his office. He said, close the door. I need to tell you something.
Yeah.
I said, sure. I can't believe I'm going to tell you this story. He said, if you weren't Jewish or from New York, it would be different. But you're in the South and you just don't fit in.
Oh, wow.
To which I responded, I understand that you haven't had a new business win in 2 years.
Yeah.
And that you'd like to knock $1 million off your profit plan, and the easiest way to do that is to fire me.
Right.
So here's what we're going to do. I realize you're from Tennessee, a small town in Tennessee, and you're at a distinct disadvantage in this negotiation. I said, what I'm going to do is allow you one more chance to fire me and maintain some level of self-respect. And he couldn't do it. He just looked at me and, he just couldn't do it. So I've now been a millionaire, I was fired. Now I'm a millionaire, now I got fired.
Yes.
So now I'm unemployed again. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent.
Yes.
I don't know. And the thought of going back to New York City just never occurred to me.
You feel home, right? You feel
Well,
like
it wasn't even home.
It's just...
Is that every time I took a shot, I figured I had to fight back. Like failure was just never an option. So I had to keep going.
But you didn't get fired because of not performing. So you knew what you could do. It's just, it's like you didn't find the right vehicle or the right company, right?
No, that's a fair point.
Right.
I mean, I'm considered entrepreneurial, but it's never been by design. It's always been by desperation.
Correct.
I have to figure out the next right thing to do.
I always say, people are motivated by either motivation or desperation. They change because of one of those two things, right?
And I had desperation going for me.
And then, so from there, and then what's the next step?
So it's kind of funny. I went to New York City for a family event, and I'm flying back. And the thought occurred to me that, I mean, if you want to come in right here, this is my office. Right, so I was flying back from New York City to Atlanta, and I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm feeling like a loser. How is a self-respecting woman going to want to date me? You know, I'm unemployed. And I had a thought. I'm looking out the window, and I had a thought that I'm going to become president of my own advertising agency.
Nice.
I decided right then and there I was going to start my own company.
Nice.
A funny thing happened. I still didn't have a client.
Yes.
I still didn't have any income.
Yes.
But my attitude changed. If the plane went down tonight, I would have gone out as a success as president of an advertising agency, not as an unemployed loser who can't make it.
Yes.
And my attitude changed, and I went out and I pitched my first piece of business on my own, and I won it. I pitched the second piece, and I won it. I won 5 out of my 6 new business pitches, and I created a life for myself.
Yes.
And through the course of this, I met a lot of wonderful people in the South and created relationships that are still my friends or my business peers today. In the course of doing this, my core clients in Atlanta have always been financial institutions and real estate developers.
Got it.
So having that background,
and they hire you to do marketing for them, right?
To do marketing.
Like it's almost like, is it like a full, like a boutique service? You do A to Z?
A to Z. Full service marketing, revenue. I mean, I would do everything. For the small banks that I've done,
yes,
I took one bank from 180 million in assets to $1 billion, and in about 5 years. And for them, I did everything as if I was a full-time staff person, running the revenue side of their business. I did everything except approve credits or be part of a loan committee. I created their new products, their pricing. I put them in the credit card business. I managed their credit card.
How do you charge something like this? Like how do you work out deal? Like is it like a retainer or is it?
So that's a great question. I came up with a pricing model that was not value based. It was about what did I need to have a nice life.
Oh, okay.
So I charged them. This was a
nothing wrong with that.
This was a while back.
Yeah.
I charged them $10,000 a month.
Yes.
For a retainer.
Yes.
As a fee, actually, without anything billed against it.
Okay.
And then I charged hourly on top of it for everything that I've done.
So basically 10,000 just to get you.
Correct.
Right? Just to access to you, basically.
Correct.
And then bill whatever per hour. How much back then?
Between $100 and $150.
Okay, so for every other work that you do?
It was $100
What about, did you do any kind of media buy for them? Like if they need